More people need to be talking about this, man. More people need to be talking about this. Trump is getting worse, bro. He's getting worse. So let's start with this. So he was on Air Force One, and so he was doing a press conference with the journalists here, an impromptu press conference. And at this point, he sort of berates one of the journalists. Listen to what happened. Here we go.
You do that better than anybody, McGee.
First war terrorists on China. Are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. Do you mind? Is that all right? Because Politico is fake news.
Okay, ready? As Aaron Rupar points out, Dasha Burns said she talked with Trump on the phone 4 days ago, but he doesn't know who she is. And this was, at the time, new. I just got off the phone with President Trump, what he said about how he's feeling after announcing a peace deal between Israel and Hamas. Okay, we're just getting warmed up, bro. This is going to get crazier. This is the moment everybody's talking about. Now, as you recall, he was on, I think it was Fox News a few weeks ago, and he talked about how, I want to solve Ukraine. I want to solve Russia and Ukraine because I want to get to heaven, and maybe that'll help me get to heaven. And people were like, that's a weird thing to say if you're healthy. No, it seems like he's thinking about his mortality, right? That's what that implies. Okay, well now, ready for this? It goes even deeper. Watch.
You had talked a couple weeks ago, you were doing an interview, and you talked about how you hope to end the war in Ukraine because it might help you get into heaven. How does this help? Does this help?
I mean, I'm being a little cute. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven, okay? I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven.
Okay, that is insane. I know he would try to spin it like, hey, I was joking, but to me that comes across as, yeah, I have a guilty fucking conscience. That's how that comes across to me. You tell me if you disagree with it. I know his dodge will be, I was just joking or whatever. But no, that's the truth. That's the truth. If there was a heaven, there ain't no way this motherfucker would get in there. Not a chance. And here he is now just saying it. I won't go any further, but the fact of the matter is, between the IVs in his hands and the other fucking health issues, I think he knows something we don't. All right, but I'm still not done because here is, yet again, another evidence of further cognitive decline. Imagine for a second, this clip I'm about to show you, imagine it was Joe Biden that said this. Here we go.
Have you talked to the Qataris about their changing behavior in your first term? You talked about how they were funding terrorism.
The Qataris, yeah.
What are they doing differently in your eyes to make sure they're not
funding? The Qataris really helped us with this deal. And the Emir is an amazing man who really helped us. You have to understand, his country is right in the middle of everything, more so than any other country, more so than UAE, where you have to fly an hour and a half to get there, more so than Saudi Arabia, where you have to fly an hour and a half to get there. His country, you walk across a line and you're there. So he's in the middle of this unbelievable hostile territory with people on all different sides of the, of the opinion of the question. They were a tremendous help. Qatar was a tremendous help to getting this done. I hope people can realize that. And it was very tough and very dangerous for Qatar. They were very brave, and their leader, the Emir, was very, very brave. And Qatar should start getting some credit.
Now, by the way, let's remember, the real reason he's sucking off Qatar here is because they're giving him a $400 million luxury jet that he gets to keep, which is totally illegal, by the way, but he's doing it. He doesn't care. And also, they gave $1.5 billion to Jared Kushner. So they're playing this game where they know, he's just corrupt. He's just transactional. So we'll just give him fucking endless money. That's why Trump's, Qatar, sure, I said in 2017 that they fund terrorism, but now, I don't know, I didn't know them. Now I know them great. And they're right in the middle of all of it, which is literally just not true. Here, let's keep going.
Understand, they lived in the middle of everything. So they can't just be like, you couldn't do it, nobody could do it. Say what?
Have they changed their behavior from 2017 when you accused them of funding terrorism?
I don't know. In 2017, I didn't really know them very well.
In 2017, they didn't give me $400 million in a giant, luxurious jet. This is so sad. Our country's a joke.
2017, that was at the very beginning of my term. As I got to know them, I got to understand them, and I got to realize that they are right in the middle of everything. Other countries are there, but they're an hour and a half away. A big difference.
He's talking about, again, the genesis of this conversation is Israel and Gaza. They're not right in the middle of it. What are you talking about? Again, he's speaking geographically. That is not true. It's about to get even worse. Ready?
They're literally, you walk over from Iran to Qatar. You can walk it in 1 second. You go boom, boom, and now you're in Qatar.
No, you can't. You will drown if you try that.
That's tough territory. I think Qatar was amazing the way they helped us.
This is just incredible to me, bro. He just gets to say whatever he wants, and there's never any consequences ever, right? Like there's never like a wake up moment or a come to Jesus moment where his own followers go, huh? He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Turns out he makes shit up all the time. He just said he spoke confidently about geography and was just dead wrong. Dead wrong. And this is going to be the only place you fucking hear about it, is here. Shout out to Michael Tracy, who highlighted this. He said a strange geography lesson from Trump. And that's exactly right. And his people just won't say anything, won't acknowledge anything. I mean, he's getting worse. He's cognitively getting worse. So here we are, man. I got one more. Ready? Again, if this was any other president, think about what the reaction would be. So Trump came out the other day, and on Truth Social, he said, the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam. Do something. He's saying he put 274 agents in the crowd on January 6th, implying like they did the violence and stuff, and it was the Trump people were totally peaceful and angels, right? That's the implication. What's the problem with this? Who was president on January 6th? Who was in the White House on January 6th? Donald Trump. Of course. Of course. He gave the speech, and then he fucking was making, as the violence was unfolding, and after it, he was making phone calls to politicians saying, don't you dare verify Joe Biden. I know violence just happened, but don't verify him, don't certify him. And he's saying Biden said to people, okay, no, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to crash out because, again, nobody's even going to talk about this. Aaron Blake says, number one, Biden was not president on January 6th. Trump was. Number two, Trump's own FBI director has clarified that agents were sent after the riot touched off. Number three, do something sounds a lot like the Bondi post. Yeah, it sounds like some private message that he was supposed to, send privately, and he sent it publicly, like what happened with the thing he thought he was sending to Pam Bondi, but he sent to the world. There's this whole right-wing narrative about, the FBI agents were there, and they don't acknowledge that, yeah, they were there, but it was after the violence because they were investigating the crimes. They make it seem like they were there and they caused all the trouble or whatever. I love how, the violence was Antifa and it was bad, but also the violence was us, and in that case it was good, but also the violence was the FBI and it was bad. They can't get their story straight because it's not about truth. It's about whatever narrative is convenient for the cause. That's it. That's it. And so yet again, here's another example. In 1 week, Trump saying things that are getting more and more progressively detached from reality. If this was anybody else, we would be talking about the 25th Amendment. And we should be talking about the 25th Amendment. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.